Hello and welcome to I think it's the 5th edition now of Tyros, Back to Basics, where we want to give you lots of information about how your keyboard works or how the keyboard you're looking to buy works. And today we've got a Tyros 4. This is a few years old now, but it's a fantastic instrument. The 5 replaced it, and then the Genos replaced the 5. So we've got going up from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to Genos, which is the current model that we all aspire to. So the Tyros 4 has got lots of great features, and I'm going to be going through some of the things that you might want to know about. So if you've got questions about your Tyros, whichever model, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, let us know. We've got the live chat facility. You can ask us questions and we'll try and cover some of those for you today. So I'm David Cooper, and Whitney Bay Organs and ePianos is our business. You've probably seen Krista in some of the videos too. And at the bottom of the video, if the videos you found it useful, there's a really good thumbs up which helps us to get found by other people. So if you get a chance to click that thumbs up, we're really grateful, and it lets more people know that the love of Tyros and Genos is out there, and we're keen to give you support as much as you want it. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all, I've got some questions that people have already messaged in. Let's have a look and see what the first one is. How I delete some favourites from the list on Tyros 1. That's Mike Williams. Hi Mike, I don't know whether you're watching, but you'll be able to watch this afterwards. If any of your friends have missed today's live show, you can watch it afterwards on our ePianos YouTube channel. And if you want to subscribe to that, you can click on subscribe, and all the new ones that we're going to launch, you'll get some indication in advance that they're coming up, and then you'll be able to watch them. So I hope that's useful for you. Also on our website, you can go to I think it's called support, right at the top of our main ePianos.co.uk website, and when support comes in, you can drop down, and all the videos we've made since we started making videos, there's hundreds of them now, they're all available to watch, and you can go into categories for which model you own and what you want to see more about. So that's a useful feature. On the main page, go to videos in the support drop down box, and then you can go to all of the videos and search for the ones that you want to watch again, or there might be a sound that we've made that you remember that you want to find. Okay, so the first question, Mike Williams. Mike, this is the Tyros 4, but the music finder is the same. We can go into the screen a bit closer, Charlie, can't we, to see it much clearer on here. There we go. And now hopefully you can see this screen here. That choir soundtrack's great, the one I was just using. So on this area here, we've got the button to the right, which is called Music Finder. Just click back for a minute, Charlie, can you, to the panel. This one here, Music Finder, and that takes us into all the songs. Now, it's a very good feature. It's one of my favourite features, because when you want to demonstrate a sound or a setting, if you know the song title, you can look and see if it's in here, and then you can and go and make some settings from it, or just use the settings they've given you, and each one will give you the A, B, C, D variations for the one touch settings. So if we go into this Music Finder page, have a look closely at the page now, and we've got at the bottom right hand corner a button that says Record Edit. Now this Record Edit allows me to go in and make changes to any of the songs. If you've got a song in there and you feel it's a little bit too fast for you, or you feel it's not the intro you want, we can make these little changes and we can keep it still in the Music Finder with those changes. So if we go to Record Edit now, I'm going to press this top button of Record Edit just down here, and I'm going to see that at the bottom of the screen here, in fact let's just choose a song first, just a sec. So we'll go into, let's go to A Spoonful of Sugar. There we go. And to choose it, just go back to the panel, Charlie. I'm going to press the Enter button. This button here, that selects the song, and then the writing is white on a black background. So I've chosen my song, and now back into the screen again, we can see if I go to the Record Edit, the button just below the screen here, we've now got A Spoonful of Sugar. We've got the keywords that's related to it, children, movie, musicals, in case you wanted to search for songs from musicals or songs from the 60s or whatever. And then we've also got the style. In this case, it's movie and show, Annie fantasy. Okay. Now further down we've got the beat, and we've got if it's in the favourites of the Music Finder, and then right at the bottom are these really important clever things we can adjust. So the speed is here. It's currently set to 128. It's currently intro number 3 that's set, which is quite an elaborate one, and it goes straight to backing C. And if the one touch setting's on, you'll get the voice that's linked to backing C, and it puts it into a genre of screen themes. Now we can go in and change the genre name. You can see there's a thing genre here, but if we wanted to, we could change the intro to one of the other intros. We could even change the backing, and we could change the speed. So just to show you this, it's on 128. Let's imagine that's just a little bit too fast for me. I'm going to move it down to 120, there we go. And now I'm going to resave it. So I'm going to go OK, and it says, do you want to change this record? Yes, I'm going to make some permanent changes to it in my keyboard, and I'm going to press the G button next to yes. And that then means that when we go to the Music Finder and look for Spoonful of Sugar, it's now set to our speed that we've chosen it to. Okay, we could even, it's quite a good thing we could even do is to actually change the title, or put something in the title that might help us to trigger off our first chord or something. So let's go back in again. I'm going to press the Record Edit just below the screen. Okay, and we've got that same page again, and we can go into the, if I press the title one, which is the A button next to music, it shows us on the screen with all the letters, and I could say A Spoonful of Sugar, and I'm going to put a space, which is this first one with the underline, and I'm going to put my first chord, so I'm going to put in the chord of F. There we go, F. I could write chord as well if I wanted to. Let's go to lowercase C H O R D. So if you're someone who plays by ear, or you could write the name of the book that it's in or something if you wanted to, but that means when I go OK now, it's actually changed my title. Yes, I want to update it, and I've now adjusted the Music Finder in here, so it says A Spoonful of Sugar, F chord. I can still find it in my list, but it reminds me that my first chord is the F chord, and that might be useful to you if you're going to play a lot of songs that you want to bring together. Now let's just try that out then. So we've chosen it. I've got it all selected, and I press the Enter button, which locks it in. And now when I play my first chord, let's just show the full thing. Takes it back. It's all set up for me. So that's all in there, and it's really easy to just find that in that list. So the question from Mike, was can we delete a song? So let's say that we really didn't want one of these songs. I'm going to take out, let's say we really don't want a bander, this top one here. So I'm going to select it with the, if we can see the full screen a minute, Charlie, the enter button selects it. There we go, on that enter button, and that brings it white on black. So I've selected it on the screen here, and then what I wanted to delete it, we go back into record edit, and then we can go look, delete record. So delete record. Are you sure you want to delete it? Well, I'm going to press yes, and that's now got rid of it from the list. And we can see the first one now is a 5-minute. So you could actually go through, if you wanted to, and slim down the list to songs that you're going to definitely use. But there is another way that you can do that. And what we can do on here as well is we've got the Favourites tab. Now this is a really clever facility where you can put the songs that you regularly play into a short list. So if we go to this Favourites tab, we've got the tab buttons at the top here, across to the right to Favourites. There's nothing in there. So I'm going to add something in. Let's go to my spoonful of sugar with the F chord. Enter. If we can just see the full screen for a minute, Charlie, that'll be good to. So I've chosen it on the screen and pressed enter, and then now we've got it on here. I can add it to my favourites list, and just on the right here, look, add to favourites. It says add it to the favourite list, and yes, we do want to do that. So I've now shortlisted it. It still stays on this page here, but whenever I go across to my tab to the favourites, that's my song that I've put in there. Let's do another one. Let's add in also. Let's go down a bit further. Let's go to Against All Odds. So we enter it, make it go white on black, and then we go add to favourites, and yes. So now if I wanted to play a list of songs at the Bowls Club dinner or some party or something, we could have all of our favourite songs in there that we're going to use, and that would allow us to bring them all up at the same time. The other thing we could do is you could actually put a number at the beginning of each of them, and that would mean that they would come in alphabetical order or numerical order, so that we could have our set list with a number at the beginning. And you could do that by editing one and then going into the title, scrolling back with the data wheel to the beginning of the song, and then we could put a number in, like number 1. Go around again. Okay. Lots of little shapes in there. Let's go to number 1. There we go. And then we can go onto the gap, and then we've got number 1, Against All Odds, and that means that that will come first when I go back to my list now. So OK to save it to that new title, and if we want to be as making a playlist, we've now got a playlist starting with number 1, Against All Odds. So that's a really useful feature. We can delete them, we can change the title, we can adjust the speed, and then we just confirm it at the end. Now if we make this playlist up and we've had a song that we don't really want to keep in the playlist, we can still take it back out again. It's not there for good, so we can just go delete from playlist. Now this scares a lot of people. The word delete, you kind of think, oh no, it's going to be gone forever, but it only goes from the favourites tab. So if we go delete from favourites, yes, and it goes back to one song, but it is still in here as number 1, Against All Odds, so we can use that as our list still, as our main choice. So really good facility, and the music finder is a really good thing. But thanks, Mike, for that question. I hope that helps you. We can get some good adjustments to the list and make it the list that you want it to be, and use the favourites in a way that you can put them for a playlist, which is what you get now on the Genos. When you go to a Genos or the Yamaha SXs, you get actually a facility to put them all into a short list in any order you want, and it's quite an easy process, and that gives you a playlist for whatever occasion you've got. So you could have a Christmas playlist and an Easter one. With this one you could have one, but you'd have to delete it every time you put a new one in. But it's a great facility, it's really good. Okay, we've got a few questions in these. Let's have a look. So thanks all for writing in here. The questions at the bottom are things I'm happy to try and answer if I know the answer. We are just amateurs trying to help people, but we have got a bit deep into these because we sell a lot of them. Okay, let's have a look. Trevor Bunce, hi Trevor. Have you got your speakers? That's tonight, isn't it? Same problem getting the show. It would be better if you could send a link out. Okay, so in the future then we need to send a link, Chris. Is that a good idea to get the show a bit more known? Okay. Hi David, that was quick. I spoke to you 5 minutes ago. David Hayward, nice to speak to you earlier. Let's have a look. Hello from Rhode Island, FlexPy3. Okay, nice to have you watching us. Thank you. Victor Albino, watching from Houston in Texas. Wow, there's lots of people miles away today. Terence Parker, hi Terence. Let's have a look. congratulations for the Cherwell Award. But I've actually got the award here. This is the award we got. We had the retail award for our district, and we won the winner of it. So 16th September, a lot of the team went down and got the award. You may have seen it on our Facebook page. So we're chuffed. Thank you very much. That's kind of you to notice that. Hi Claire, nice to have you with us, Claire. Claire used to work for Yamaha. Okay, and so look, John Shaw, Temp, Arizona. Well, that's got a long way away. Nice to have you with us too, John. And Roberto Brianesco, how to use auto recorder player to record a song and song a song. Okay. Well, one of the things I was going to show you today was the recorder, so I will show you that now, Roberto. That's quite timely. That's well asked. I'm doing it for somebody else too, unless it was you before. Let's have a look. Someone asked me about recording, and it was David Fairbrother. So for you, David, as well, I'm going to show you how the recording facilities work on a Tyros, and this will still work exactly the same for you on something like an S series, S950, 970, S975. It's the same layout of the same buttons. So Tyros 5 as well will be the same to show you. So if you want to record, there's lots of different kind of ways to do it, and what you've got to think about is, are you going to record it to add lots of tracks together and keep it in the instrument? Are you going to record it to make a backing track maybe for a song that you're going to sing along with? Or are you going to record it to put it onto a computer and burn it onto a CD? So if you wanted to play it as a recording within the instrument just for yourself, there's kind of two ways that you could do that. And the first way would be to just record it all in one go. And I'll show you that first. So if we were to just pick a backing, let's go to something like swing and jazz, and we'll go into modern big band. That's a good one. We can set up the whole keyboard to how we want to play, and we can literally play into it, and it will store it as a name that we call it. So I'm going to go into this on the panel here, Charlie. There's two buttons here called record and stop, and they basically say whatever was in the memory, in the song memory before, let's just wipe it out, ready to be able to record. So I'm going to press record and stop together, and that shows me now at the bottom of the screen I've got 16 different channels or tracks, and these are the parts of the song that I can individually record. Now what usually happens, if the chord function is on, then the 9 to 16 is all of your backing, your drums and your pad sounds and your bass line and all the little trumpety bits that go in the background. So the bottom 9 to 16 are your accompaniment, and then the top 8 are going to be for your melody and counter melody and any effects that you want to put onto it. So I'm just going to do a one take at the moment. So I pressed record and stop. It's now cleared the memory, and I'm going to press the record button, and then the record light flashes and the play pause flashes as well, and everything goes to red, record, REC on the screen here. You can probably see that quite clearly. So if I just play something in, I'm just going to go intro 1. I'll play something quite quickly. Okay, so we've got a song in there. I've pressed stop at the end of my recording. This is the stop button on the panel, the recording button stop, and it says recording songs will be lost if you don't save it. So that's a bit of a reminder for you. Now, you can play it back. We've got a play button, just like the old tape recorders, record, stop, play back. So I'm going to press play pause, and there's my song. Now one thing it also does is when it's playing, if we look at the screen closely, it will show you which tracks are being used. So I'm going to press play again, and you'll just see on the on buttons that some little lights come up. There we go. And what I can also do is I can take tracks that I don't really want to hear again out. So if I go and, while it's playing back, I'll take some of those out. Bass line. So I can take out things that I don't want to hear when I play it back, and it will just give me a more raw version of what I played. Now there is a facility to keep adding tracks to it. I'm going to show you that in a minute, but essentially we've now got the song that I've recorded by pressing record and stop to clear the memory, record to start recording. I can use my rhythm section, it'll all sync up together, and then stop at the end and play. So it's very, very straightforward. It's very easy for anyone to do. Now, what we can also do, which is really clever, there's a score button. So just on the panel next to the screen is a button called score. If I press that, it will show me on the screen what I've just played. So let's have a look now. Introduction. And I can even make it bigger. We can go from size medium at the bottom to size large, and then we can see it a lot clearer. And we can turn the chords on or off. So if I press chord on now, you can see, look, it's got D7, G diminished 7th, F major 7th. We can even color code the notes. So I've got different colors now, and it even puts in the little triplets and things where I've played them slightly off beat. Now, if you wanted to use this elsewhere, you might want to take it out to a computer that will print it out as sheet music. There's something called Finale Print Music, and what it will do is you can take your file that you've saved, put it onto your computer, and it will actually print it off as sheet music for you. It's really, really, really clever, and it will show my left hand in the bass clef. If I was playing maybe a piano left hand, it will show me my chord symbols. We can, if we want to neaten out, we can say, well, I don't want the bass clef, I'm not playing separate notes, so we can turn that off, and then it just shows us the treble clef, and it will show you two on the page. So there's lots of fiddling you can do to tweak it to suiting you. I'm not particularly keen on the colours, but I want the notes here. I can make it extra large, look, and I can have the names of the notes next to them if I wanted. C sharp, D, F, D. So there's lots of things we can do to make it our own version of how we want to see it. And then we can do one more thing, and that's if you just want to see it in a neat format. Say you wanted to share this file, we can go to Setup, just here, and we can even do a thing called Quantize. And what Quantizes does is it moves the music to get rid of where you went over the edge of a note that you didn't really play quite in time. And there's quite a lot in the look in this, so we can change it. It's currently set to a demi-semi or something, but if I go to a quaver, look at the music at the moment closely. We've got lots of these little threes and quavers and semi-quavers and tied notes. If I go OK to the quaver in Quantize, it neatens it all up for me, look, and makes it a lot more perfect to look at, like a music book you might buy would have. So you can tidy up the look of the music as well. But if you're just going to play it back and play along with it, it's not so important. But essentially, we've now made this, we can watch it go through. Because I've done lots of notes, it's probably, I've squashed it into two lesser notes now. We probably want to go back to a semi-quaver or something. But the idea is you can make your music, you can fiddle with it, and you can change it. And it's great fun to actually see what you've played on the stave, which is really good facility. So that's one way of doing it. And we can, at the end, we want to save that. So what we do at the end, we exit back out to the main screen, and we can see the song section is level with the A button, okay, along here. So I press the button next to it, the A button, and I go across to user or hard drive. I'm going to use my user drive, and I'm going to go save, which is these bottom two rows of buttons, if they're lit up, are controlled by the two rows under the screen here. If we go to the big screen, just so you can see them, we've got these two rows that relate to the two along the bottom here. So I want save, which is the bottom of number 6. And it says new song. Well, it is a new song, but I'm just going to put something else. I'm going to delete the letters. I'm going to go to capitals and just put D and then A, B, I, David. That'll do David. And then OK. And it's now saved that song that I recorded as David, and it will show now as a song. And to find it again, if I was in the main screen, I just go to the A button, look, and there it is. And if it didn't show it, it would show me the choice, and I could select it. So we've got our song, we've named it, and it's safe. Okay, it's in the keyboard. You could put it on a memory stick if you wanted to and save it to a USB stick, but it's safe. It's in there, and I can play it back. There it is. I can still see the score. So really good facility. Now what I like to do, I like to sort of compose and add bits together and improvise. So there's another way that you could use it. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get rid of the song from that memory. Like we did before, I'm going to press record and stop together. Okay, let's just come back out first, record and stop together, and that's given me this open screen. And then I'm gonna use this differently because I want to add different parts this time. I'm gonna make the drum part myself, the bass line, the piano part, the trumpet part, and I can build up my tracks and add them all together one at a time and sort of build up a song part by part rather than just using the rhythm section for the whole of the accompaniment. So let's try something different this time. We're going to choose the sounds. I'm going to go on the main panel to this section over here, the part select, and I'm going to just turn off the two sounds so it leaves just one voice on at a time. That's all I'm going to do my recording with, just part right one, which is probably the sounds that you use the most of. So right one here, and I'm going to think what sound I'm going to use for my first track. Now I'm going to do the I think I'm going to do the drums, no, the bass line first. So I'm going to go to my record button. I'm going to hold it down, and I'm going to use one of my top line of 8 tracks. I'm going to use track number 3. Okay, I'll explain in a minute why I'm using track number 3 and not number 1 or 2. And on the screen now, if you look closely, we've got which sound it's going to use. Now it's going to use right 1, but you could use a voice from one of the other parts if you wanted to. I tend to stick to right 1 because I always know where the sounds are, and I just keep one track on at a time. But again, you can do it your own way. So we've pressed record. While holding it down, I press track 3, but I've got 16 to choose from. And I'm now going to go in and I'm going to record the bass line. So I've got to choose a bass voice. Let's go to bass on this main panel. And I'm going to choose the, let's see what we're going to, I'm going to use the, what have we got? Acoustic bass, or I've got, that soft acoustic bass is probably fine. So I've got a sound here. Let's exit back out again, and it's ready to record. It's got the record light on. Something else you need to do, because we've just been playing with the rhythm section on, we've got to turn that off. So I'm going to turn off the ACMP and the intros and all those things that are on there, and now I'm just going to play with nothing else. So I've got my bass sound, and I'm going to play into it. I've got an echo turned on as well, so something else I didn't check. I'm going to start that again, and you'll see how I did it again. So nothing goes well live, does it? We're going to press record and stop again. I don't want to save that one that went wrong. Record, track 3, and I'm going to go in again without any echo turned on, and I'm going to record in. And that's now recorded it. So press stop at the end. Okay, and that's in there. Let's press the play button. It's in there, good. It's almost more nerve-wracking when you know it's being recorded, but then I'm being doubly recorded because I've been recorded here and in the keyboard, so doubly nerve-wracking. Okay, so we've got the bass line recorded. I want to add some drums to that now, so I'm going to go to my drum kits, and I'm going to choose, I've got studio kit turned on, that would be fine. So now when I use the studio kit, all of the keys have a different drum sound. Nice one at the top there. So there's all these different sounds, and we can use them as a drum kit. It's just a case of realizing where the main ones are. In the handbook or online you can search, and there's a picture of each key and whereabouts each note is going to give you a different sound. But I'm going to use this C down here. If we can go up to the keyboard picture, that's my bass drum, and this is a snare, and these are hi-hats, and I've got a cymbal. And so I can play, and I've got tom-toms starting at the D. So they're quite good fun sounds, and you'd normally just use the automatic rhythms, but if you're recording separately, the sounds are quite good fun to use. So I'm going to record, and I'm going to record this time into track number 4. There we go. I'm still on right 1. Just make sure each time that it's set to right 1 on here. And right 1 is where I've got my drum kits. So I'm now going to record alongside the bass. The bass will automatically play back because it's in the memory now, and I'm going to record in, I'm going to use the bass drum and the snare drum and the cymbal, and we'll play along. Okay, so we've got the drums in there now. Let's save that one, press stop. And that then puts it into the memory of what we got. So let's say both tracks together now. And on the screen, close up look, you can see the two that are playing, 3 and 4. Okay, so we've got 2 tracks now. We want to put in the next part. I'm going to put the piano part in now. So let's go into the, I'm going to use track number 2 this time, which is my accompaniment, as it were, track. Track 2 is the bass clef part, and then track 1 is the treble clef part. So I'm going to put into track 2. So record, track 2, still on right 1 where I'm choosing my voices from, and I'm going to go into my piano, and there's my grand piano chosen. That's perfect. Let's just play along with it then. Whatever you want to do. So we can put all that in, and we've got now all those tracks together. Let's listen. And if we go into score, score doesn't show us, I think, because we've got it turned off. Let's turn it back on again. And there's the left-hand piano part I put in. Probably wouldn't want to try and copy that from what I've just played, but there we go. So we've now got those tracks in there. I'm going to put a solo track. So let's go on to a trumpet this time. So we're going to go record into track 1, our melody track, and I'm going to choose a trumpet sound. So trumpets, and we've got a let's have a look, a jazz trumpet, and let's put that. I can use the pitch bend, I can do anything effects wise with it, but it will add it into the equation. It's not the best recording, but you get the gist of it. I press stop, we've now got all those in there. I'm just going to do 1/5 track, record, track 5. Let's put on the right hand again, and I'm going to choose an organ sound. So let's just go into organs, and we'll just use that 6s combo. You can do it as much as you want, but the idea is sometimes when you put too many in, it gets a bit messy, and so you've got to think, how many tracks do I put? Do I take some back out again if it's not quite right for the song? But they're all in there. And it's good fun to add them together. Now, at the end of that, we've got to think, do we like it all? Is the balance right? Is there anything too loud? So at the end, we can go into the mixing console here, or the balance, in fact, we can do it with, and we can change the balance. And it is mixing console with the numbers 1 to 8 give us the tracks that we've just used, and we can adapt them as we're playing it back. So let's play it back. Drums. Okay, and at the end of that we can then do the save, just like we did last time. So we go into the song area again. You've got to remember, whatever you're saving, it has to be saved in that correct area. So if it's a song, you save it in the A button. If it's a registration, it's going to be in the J registration area. If it's a multi-pad you've made, it goes to the E. If it's a style, it's D, or a voice, it's one of these. So you can go in and change it in the right place. We're going into the A button for songs. We're going across to the user area where I put David in before, and I'm going to go save the bottom of number 6 button. I'm going to delete the old name, and I'm just going to put on here, I'm going to go into there, and I'm going to put 5 T R A C K, 5 track. Okay, and that's then got those 5 individual tracks saved, and I'll remember what I've called it and why. So we've got 5 track now because it's a digit, and then Dave is my other song. We can play David back. That's the first one I recorded. And we can go to the A button, and there's my other one. So very, very easy. Once you get your head round that you're saving and recording tracks, and you can go back and record it again if you made a mistake, and then just saving at the end, and you've got those songs that will stay in your instrument or could be put into a USB stick. So I hope that's helped you. I hope that's helped you to learn about the recording. It's a really good thing. We'll just go over to the break, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Well, welcome back, and today I'll just go through some more of the questions, and then we'll show you a few more things that you might want to know about. I've got Jeff in sunny Harrogate. Hi Jeff, nice to have you join us today. We've got Alan York from sunny Scarborough. The weather's good up there, isn't it? That's great. And John from Northwich. Hi John. Any news yet on the Genos shirt? Oh yeah, we'll have to get another shirt made, Chris. That might be something you need to do for me. Okay, Alan York, love my Tyros 5, it's amazing, still learning something new every day, and now creating songs and music only learned since I retired. That's fab. So many people use this as like a retirement toy, and it's lovely that you can while away hours and enjoy making music, and just fiddling around is so good for the mind, just to you lose yourself in it, and working out songs and sounds and things. It's a great hobby, so we're all lucky to have found this. It's a great way to while away our time. We've got a smiley face from Arthur ER. Abraham's, hey, how about Tyros 4 versus Montage? I don't know a lot about the Montage, to be honest with you, Arthur, so I probably can't give you a good opinion. I think that probably is the Montage perhaps slightly newer than the 4, but the 4 gives you lots of very easy to use facilities. I think the thing about Tyros is they've made it very, very clear and easy to find a section and adapt the sounds and all those things. And all our videos are all going to help you on Tyros, but they won't help you on Montage. So hopefully stick with a Tyros. Okay. Arthur, I like the organ. Okay, that's great. Me too. Sound-wise, not quite sure what the sound-wise. I need to decide. The experiments with effects. Oh, sound-wise on the Montage. Again, I'm not really up on the Montage. We don't really do many unless they come in part exchange. We do take part exchanges of all kinds. So if you wanted to update to a Tyros 4 or a 5 or a Genos or the new Korg PA5X, which is pretty special, then we always do take part exchanges. And there's a chart on our website page where you can get an allowance price. So if you'd like to know anything, do get in touch. We have just sent out a newsletter. We do a newsletter every few months. We're a little bit slow this time. This is our latest newsletter. Hopefully that would have landed on your door yesterday or today. If you didn't get one by the weekend, do let us know and we can get one posted to you and get you on our mailing list with the correct address. If you think you haven't been in touch for a long time and the address is wrong, do let us know and we can get you back on the mailing list so you receive all of our offers. And there's offers in here for if you wanted to buy a part exchange with an organ, or if you wanted to know what organs we've got available at the moment. There's even a word search to take away some of your time with some Lowry organs in there. So this is our latest newsletter. If you've not received it, let us know and we'll get one in the post to you. Let's have a look at your other messages. Can you please play a Boogie Woogie version, or is this not a real live stream? Oh, a test for me, Arthur. Thank you very much. And Linda Fisher, still in my Tyros 4 along with my Genos, both great in their own way. They are both great. They're different. The Genos is a touch screen. A lot of people are going to that because it's newer and the sounds are going to be more up to date, but the Tyros 4 is still phenomenal. Okay, Arthur, I'll do a quick boogie woogie just to show that we are live. If I go into the rhythm and blues section, I have a feeling there is quite a good boogie woogie in there. Let's have a quick check. There's a piano boogie there we can use. So let's go into that piano boogie, which is probably quite good. Let's have a look. I'm not Chris is the boogie woogie fan, but let's try something. How's that? That is a really good backing, isn't it? That's piano boogie, and it's called a session. And the session backings mean that when we go into different chord shapes and progressions, it changes the whole of that backing. So really, really clever. There's another one here called swinging boogie, and I seem to remember this is a really good backing too. So that's another really good one, swinging boogie. So yes, it is live, and I hope that proves it for you. Wasn't expecting that, but we've got through it anyway. And at the end of this rhythm and blues section, there's some really good styles. I mean, you've got soul, you've got shuffles, you've got twist, skiffle. Skiffle's a good one. Listen to this. And you can almost sort of hear a song that's going to come out of that backing. If we go to the next page, Isn't She Lovely is great for this lovely shuffle. So listen to the intro, which you can use the intro in the middle of the song. Okay. That's the one. So really good backings. Go into the rhythm and blues and look at those. They're really, really good. And what you can do as well, from the Tyros, I think it's the 4 onwards, it might be the 3. If we press the button that's the category button, again, it goes into the next page. Now, it used to be that you had to go along the bottom and pick page 1, page 2, page 3. But if I choose that category button now on the panel, it actually shuffles into the next page each time. So it's a really quick way to go through without needing to try and fiddle around with the buttons at the bottom of the screen. So that's a really good thing. And just while we're at it, if we choose one of these backings, let's just go to we'll just go into Cool Rhythm and Blues. Okay, the first one. I can press a button at the bottom of the screen called Repertoire. Repertoire here, look. When I choose that, it looks in that music finder we were using and tries to find a song that will work with it. It's got What You Won't Do for Love. Okay, but the idea is any of these rhythms that you choose, we can go into this repertoire button and it will actually give us a song suggestion that will work. Really good feature. That's something which Korg are doing on the PA5X now, and it just helps you to get a bit of inspiration of what might work for a particular rhythm backing. Okay, so we've gone through that. Let's see what your messages say again. We're going to be running out of time soon. Please, can you support us? That's what Chris put. Jeff, very impressed. Thank you very much. Very cool. Thank you. Can almost hear Stevie Wonder. You can. The backings are so well orchestrated with all the right sounds that you get all these things that you're kind of familiar with on the album. So it's a really good feature. Okay, I'm going to play a song. I'm going to go into the swing and jazz section now, and we're going to go into a rhythm. Let's see. I think we're going to cool piano jazz. And I tend to find when I'm playing that unless I'm kind of really wanting to be creative, I'm going to use the OTS link sounds. So we've got the ABCD variations on the left hand for your keyboard, and on the right hand we've got the one touch settings. If we put this little clever button called OTS link next to the ACMP button on here and light it up, A will give us sound 1, B will give us sound 2, C3 and D4. So we've got quick settings which change both sides. If you find that you're playing and you think, I really like the backing, I don't want that to change, but I want to change the sounds, then you can just go over to one touch settings and change it. But if you wanted to have a sound that you keep on and change the backing but without the voice changing, then you can turn off the OTS link and the voice will stay where it was, and then the ABCD will just change the backing. Now when you're playing sometimes and you're using, we have to get calls quite a lot with people who are saying that the sounds keep changing. It's because that OTS link is turned on. And if you're making your own settings and you want to go in and try them with a different accompaniment, keep that turned off, because the problem you'll be is that you'll go into C or B to find the best backing and you'll lose all the sounds you just made. So make sure that if you're not wanting the automatic sounds that Yamaha have suggested, turn off the OTS link and then it will just stay the sounds that you want. Unless of course you use one of the 1 to 8 buttons, which will also have a sound attached for them in most cases. So we've got OTS link turned on. I'm going to use intro number 2, and this is, you'll probably recognise this song, so if you do, names on a postcard.
doobie ba da, doobie ba da, doobie ba da, doobie ba da.
It's a really good backing. I like that one. Okay, we're running out of time now. I want to just tell you that we're always at the end of a phone or a live chat. If you've got a question with your keyboard or your organ or your Clavinova digital piano and you want some help with it, do get in touch with us. We're pleased to help. We want to make sure that you're getting the most out of your instrument. Also, the thumbs up at the bottom of the screen. If you just tap that with your finger now, just lean forwards, go on, you know you can do it. Press that thumbs up and more people will get to know about us. And we hope that today's been an enjoyable 45 minutes for you, whatever it works out to. We're here to give you advice, and we are just amateurs, but we are doing our best to show you some things. On the point of the last song, Dave Hayward will know from Girl from Ipanema that I'm not very good at the middle eights or the next bit of the song. So if I made some mistakes on that one, you'll realise that I have bluffed my way through it too. But it's a fun thing, and you can get away with it with all the backings. Hopefully they sort of cover up some of the wrong chords or notes that you play, and we all have a little giggle afterwards and remember what we didn't quite do right. But the keyboards are quite forgiving and they sort of cover up some of the mistakes, hopefully. Okay, well, thanks for watching. See you all soon. Join us next time. Take care. Bye bye.